Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner, Rusty's cleaning tables in his section till Drusilla came to where he is. And he saw her. You look like you want to ask me something. You certain on the decision we just made on having our kids fly cross country to Paris? I am not going to be the reason to why our son and daughter lose their other halves. Courtney loves Sean so much, just like Damien loves Angela, and it'd be wrong. Oh, you mean this whole pretend girlfriend Angela and Sean are doing, just being friends and all? The point is, I sent our kids just to be on the safe side. Meanwhile, at the Good Charm Ridge Manor in the office, one of the phones is ringing. And as Howard came in and got the phone. Good Charm residents, good, it's you. What's going on? It's about Ricky's death. What about it? Some tells me not only it's accidental, but I have a funny feeling someone dead. Meanwhile, in Paris, France, at the Good Charm International Hotel in Roman's room, Roman and Karen came in. And as Roman closed the door and turned and faced Karen, and as she turned and faced him, can I get you something to drink? All I want from you is answers. Oh, I see you want to know if I killed Ricky Graham. So you're not denying I don't have to, because I didn't do it for the matter, and I have a good alibi. Meanwhile, in Angela's room, Angela and Sean are talking. Yeah, Courtney and him are probably worried about us. Yeah, I want to get some rest before I go back home. Okay. It was so good being your pretend girlfriend, but I gotta get back to my real boyfriend. I'll let you get some rest. And as Sean went and left the room, just as Angela laid down on the bed thinking, till suddenly someone knocked on her door, causing her to get up. And as she head to the door, I really need to get some rest so I can see Damon fresh and new. And as Angela arrived and got the door, and it's Damon. Damon, I don't know how you came, and frankly I don't care. And as she came and began kissing Damon. Meanwhile, Sean came towards his room and saw Courtney by his door. Your eyes ain't deceiving you. And as Sean came and hugged Courtney and pulled back. I don't know where you come from, and frankly I don't care. I'm just glad you're here. Me too. And as they begin kissing each other and pulled back. You're up for a surprise? Since I surprised you, you can make it even. Meanwhile, in Jan's room, Jan and Thomas are alert when Claire knocked on the door. Jan, I know you're in there. Look, I under your bed. I have an idea. And as Jan heads to the bathroom, and soon came out in her robe, just as Thomas went and slid underneath Jan's bed. And as Jan went and arrived at her door and opened it, and it's her mom, Claire. Mom, you mind if I ask you some questions? Unless I can come later. I was about to take a shower, but I got a minute. What's going on? I am not here as a cop. Mom, I know the whole Anik mom cop deal. Come in. And as Claire came in, and as Jan closed the door, and turned and faced her mom, and as she turned and faced her daughter, I just got a few questions for you, and I'll be on my way. Meanwhile, in the front area, Isabella's waiting till Vince came to where she is, and she saw. What is taking so long? Can they let us go back home? Even losing Eric left to boarding school. Not to worry, we're gonna be leaving real soon. Why the hell is Thomas hiding? He won't hide that far. And this woman came to where they are. Isabella, Vince, yeah? How can we help you? Greg and Claire told me to let you two know you're free to go home. Meanwhile, in the common room, Hannah, Ryan, Mildred, and Cole are talking. Have you two give your statement to Greg and Claire? We haven't seen them yet. Honey, if you don't want to do this, just let us know. I feel like I owe it to Steve and Carol to inform Greg and Claire what happened. Then it's good thing I'm here, and as Greg came to the R, and they all saw him. I'm ready. You want me to go with you? No, I'm fine. In fact, we can do it right here, if that's okay with you. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, inside the Dryden Park Academy in the headmaster's office, Ashley's waiting till John came in and closed the door and went and sat next to his wife, and as she saw him, Hannah and Ryan are on their way as soon they give their statement. Damn it! I cannot believe this! I glanced at Oi, and as John put his arms around Ashley as she leaned on him, No way Thomas is gonna get away. I wish I could have foreseen. None of us did. And as the man came in and went to the front of this desk and saw them. Oh yes, Ashley and John. First thing, I want to give my condolence concerning your grandson. Meanwhile, in Miss Drake's classroom, Julian's reading a book. Till Phoebe, Cindy, Matt, Aaron, and Brody came in and went to where Julian is. And he saw, I don't know if the class is gonna start given to what's happened. Miss Drake insisted that we have an emergency class meeting, probably to tell us what to expect. I can't imagine what they must be going through right now. It's like you said before. We have to be aware of our surroundings at all times. Meanwhile, outside, Lucy and Eric got a limousine. Just as Joshua came out of school and went to where they are, and they both saw him. I take that you heard what happened. It's all over the school. How's Oliver doing? He's a real mess right now. I cannot believe this is happening. Me neither. Wow. I can't even imagine what he's going through. For someone, whoever do this will pay. And as Lucy and Eric got their stuff and went inside along with Joshua. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner, Drusilla and Rusty are talking. You remember when we first met? How can I forget? When you swept my feet away with your multi-talent. And look where it led us to. And as Veronica came to where they are, and they both saw her and said something wrong. Veronica, what's wrong? Ricky was murdered. That's terrible. Yeah. And as Jack and Roxanne also came to where they are. You two talking about Ricky? Meanwhile, at the Good Charm Ridge Manor in the office, Howard's talking to Bradley on his phone. Are you saying that someone want Ricky dead? Not only did I have a strong feeling whoever want him dead certainly did not waste any time. There's a couple people who didn't like him at all. That's true, but I know there's more to that. What's your theory on this? I wouldn't doubt for a single second that a certain family who you and I both know want him out of the way for some reason. You really think they're capable? It wouldn't surprise me if Frank and Amy are involved, which they are. That could very well be possible. How's Ricky's family taking this? Not so good. In fact, they want to track down the person who did this. Meanwhile, in Paris, France, at the Good Charm Hotel in Roman's room, Karen and Roman are talking. Do you have an alibi? Yeah. Do you find that strange? You seem to know a lot. Look, Karen. I have no ties to the guy at all. Really? Rather hard to believe since you two lot go to the same school. You're just fully charged saying things that aren't even true for the matter. I'm here on Karen's behalf because they deserve to know the guy who killed their son. Then go crushing the people who did him. Oh right, you think I'm working with Frank and Mimi. I don't assume anything at all, but I can ask you this. Where is Thomas? Meanwhile, in Angela's room, Angela and Damon are at the door in a kiss. And as they pull away, and as Damon came in, and as Angela closed the door, and turned and faced Damon, and as he turned and faced her. How did she get here so fast? Let's just say my parents didn't want me to lose the best woman that's ever come into my life. I am happy to hear that, cause I don't know what I'd do without you. By the way, what's going on here? There's like a dozen cops outside, and I could barely got in. I had to tell them that you're my wife, and it seems they bought it. Your wife? You don't mind if I said that? Of course not. In fact, since we're alone, why don't we act like husband and wife for now? You know, someday we will really get married. True, but in the meantime, I was kinda hoping for a little preview of what's to come. Oh. And as they begin kissing each other. Meanwhile, in Jan's room, Jan and Claire are talking. Are you certain you haven't seen Thomas at all? Mom, I wouldn't lie to you. Well, as of now, he's a prime suspect in Ricky's murder. Clearly, he wasn't the only person. I mean, there could be lots of people with the mad truth. But several people heard and saw Thomas and Ricky got into a fight, with Thomas basically threatening to end Ricky's life. It was a heat of the moment. Lots of people say that. No, Jan, they don't. And why are you defending this guy when you claim don't know where he is? Meanwhile, in the front area, Isabella and Vince are talking. I can't believe we've been given the all clear to head home. Yeah, I just want to make certain my parents are okay. That's understandable. When we get back, I'll take you salsa dancing. I happen to have learned a few tricks. That I can't wait to see. Let's go pack our stuff and I'll meet you in the common room. Okay, but right after this, and as Isabel and Vince begin kissing each other. Meanwhile, in the common room, Hannah, Ryan, Mildred, Cole, and Greg are talking. I mean, it was like a scene straight from a horror movie flick, only that it wasn't. So tell me, what were you, Cole, and Jan doing outside? Cole and I were talking with Jan, and she walked away, and me and Cole started kissing, and that's when we heard Jan scream. Okay, what happened next? When my wife and I went and investigated the scream and find out what's going on, that's when we discovered Ricky's body. Okay, were the two of you locked with each other at midnight? Yeah, we were, and I can vouch for him. It's true. My husband and I saw them when we walked out, seeing what's going on there. Excuse me. What does this have to do with finding Thomas right now? We just want to stretch every angle we can find to solving this, and we will. By then, Thomas could be out of the country. By the way, Cole, a source said you went somewhere at the midnight countdown, so can you elaborate where you were again? Meanwhile, on the other side of Paris, at the Riverson Pond, Courtney and Sean arrive, while Courtney, who has a blindfold. So, you ready for your surprise? Yeah, I am. And as Sean uncovered the blindfold that was on Courtney's eyes, and she saw a romantic dinner, candles, and an orchestra band waiting, and as she turned and saw Sean. You are so amazing at what you do. Like I said, I never want to give you up. You know, it's amazing on how romantic you really can be. Oh, really? Cause you ain't seen nothing yet. And it's news to begin right now. You mind if we have this dance? I thought you never asked. And as Sean led Courtney to the center, and as he began slow dancing through music, and as he held Courtney in his arms. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, inside the Dryden Park Academy in the office, Ashley and John are talking to the headmaster. As you understand, Ricky was an intelligent student we were so pleased to have at the school, to the sudden desire for him to head back home. Mr. Chrisdale, let's not be formal. Call me Douglas. My wife and I are beyond in belief to find out that our grandson has been killed last night. Yeah, the police are investigating and working with the chief from Los Angeles. Wait, Claire and Greg are there? I don't know the full disclosure details to why, but I've been given the information that's brought before me. Did this person happen to tell you who exactly was responsible? There is a main person of interest, but so far, there hasn't been any details to it. Ricky was such a great person with a bright future ahead. I just can't fathom anyone who tried to kill him. Of course you can. This has Frank and Amy written all over it, and they're not gonna get away with it, and whoever was working them for the matter. Meanwhile, in the hallway, Lucy and Eric are making out. To Lucy's stalking. Stop it! You're gonna get us in a lot of trouble. Don't you like living on the edge? When we're in LA, then yes. Okay. I just want to get your mind off to what happened in Paris. I understand. Really, I do. But the thought of Ricky's killer still out there? He won't be out there for long, and it's a person came through the arc. And Lucy and Eric saw him. Because? The killer's bound to make a mistake, and if so, they're done. Meanwhile, in the common room, Joshua and Taylor came in and saw Oliver, who turned and saw them. Will you two stop this? We're worried about you. I told you I'm fine, dude. Clearly you're not. You're right. I thought Frank and Mimi were bad enough, and now their son is picking up after them. It makes me sick, I tell you. I swear to you, I will rip his head apart should I see him before me. And as Mrs. Drake came to where they are, and Joshua Taylor and Oliver saw her. Oliver, can I speak with you? Meanwhile, in Mrs. Drake's classroom, Cindy, Phoebe, Matt, Aaron, Brody, and Julian are talking. What if this emergency we have involved term being cut? I doubt very much Miss Drake or the headmaster will halt term, which they should. Doesn't the Graham family fund this school along with your family? Supposedly, yeah. Then we should at least get a few days off. Sorry. And as Tina came in, that's only allowed for family and friends of Ricky. I meant family only. I need to tell you, and as Oliver came in, you're just in time, and as Tina saw Oliver, who went and sat down. First things first, I want to offer you my deepest condolences to your family, Oliver, for your brother Ricky. He was a proud person. Now, going forth, if you need anything, Oliver, don't hesitate to ask. Now then, for the rest of you, I'm quite certain you all heard what happened. Let's draw more attention to the situation here. Carol and Steve will be arriving to arrange a funeral, which will be in the common area. So, I ask you all at this time, please respect Oliver and his family and give them some privacy as they grieve through this trying time. Anyways, Miss Drake will be here soon, as she can. Excuse me, and as Tina went and left the room, while the others continued talking. That is not going to be easy. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner, Veronica, Drusilla, and Rusty are surprised by Roxanne and Jack's arrival. Veronica, you can go home. My wife and I got this. And as Veronica turned and walked away. The thing is, we've been informed by the news. My husband and I are very sad. It's Carol and Steve. I cannot believe they're going through the same thing we had to. I mean, losing a child, it hurts so deeply, I understand. Look, order anything and it's on the house. Let us know if you need anything. Thanks. I'm gonna head to the station. I go with you. No, you stay and get a burger or whatever to go, and I'll be back. Okay. And as Jack kissed his wife, and pull away, and turn, and walk away. Seriously, Roxanne, ordered anything off the menu. And as Drusilla and Rusty turn, and walk away. Meanwhile, at the Good Sean Manor in the office, Howard's talking to Bradley on the phone. Frank and Mimi can't get too far. I have a feeling they sent someone to kill Ricky. Then the killer could be anybody. Well, so far, there may be one suspect, which might be likely who? Thomas. Him and Ricky got into a fight earlier, and there was a key witness saying he threatened his life. Then, there you have it. The only problem is, he's nowhere to be found at this time. That's very odd and very calling. He's learned it somewhere, and there's someone knocking the door. Hey, I gotta go. I'll keep you posted. Alright, and it's probably hung up. And got up. And went to the door. And soon arrived and got it. And it's his elder son, Vince. Meanwhile, in Roman's room, Karen and Roman are talking. Lady, and as Roman got up. I don't know who this Thomas is at all. Really? And as Karen got up. Who are you, a detective or something? I'm just trying to find my friend's killer and put them where they belong. To look elsewhere, cause I don't know where this guy is and who he is for the matter. Wow. You seem all defensive all of a sudden because I don't like being interrogated by someone who isn't a cop. If you have a family someday, you'll understand the concept of what I'm doing. Whatever you have to do to keep him safe for the matter. Ricky's killer's out there, free, living his life, while Carol and Steve's family suffer. That's not right. And you think by covering up for him, you're setting yourself up for a fall. I think we're done here. And as Roman went and opened the door. Get the hell out of my room. Now! And as Karen went and left the room. And as Roman closed the door and head towards his fullness. And got it. And dialed Frank and Mimi's room number. Meanwhile, in Angela's room, Angela and Damon are lying in bed. basket after the lovemaking. Damn. Now that's a hell of a way to bring in the new year, I'll say. And as Angela looked at Damon, remind me to thank your parents for this. And as Damon looked at Angela, you mean the world to me. So do you. So, what's going on up there? Word is, Ricky's been stabbed to death. The Collins. You know, everyone keeps on saying that. Meanwhile, in Jan's room, Jan and Claire are talking. Clearly, Mom, you haven't heard the news. He does go to my school and all, and I'm bound to run into him. Which brings us to the question once again, Mom, I would tell you if I knew. Alright, I won't push. But until this matter is clear, do not leave this hotel. I gotta go to school. Your brother Sean can take you and Gwen back. Why does Matt have to go to boarding school? Not too long ago, you went as well, so unless you're gonna go back, do not leave. In fact, do not leave this room till your father, I, or your brother Sean come and get you. In the meantime, get your stuff together. And as Claire went and left the room and closed the door, just as Jan got up and went and locked the door. And as Thomas rolled over from underneath her bed and as he got up, just as Jan came to where he is. What are you thinking? I can't put you in that position again. Meanwhile, in Isabella's room, Isabella's packing her stuff. And as she see a picture of her and Vince, and as she hold it, just as someone knocked on her door. And as she put the portrait down and came and got the door. And it's Claire. Claire, I trust that you and Vince are heading back to Los Angeles with Karen and Bradley. When they're done, what's going on? Well, we do have a suspect. Problem is, we don't know where to look. How do you handle being a doctor and a detective at the same time? All in a day's work. Well, have a good trip and I'll see you back home. Claire, I take that Thomas is still missing. All he's doing right now is prolonging the investigation and making him look like our lead suspect. Anyways, I have to go. And as Claire turned and walked away, and as Isabella closed the door and went and sat on her bed thinking. Meanwhile, in the common room, Greg, Hannah, Ryan, Mildred, and Cole are talking. Are you serious right now, honey? It's okay. The cops are doing their jobs. I understand that, but you didn't have anything to do with Ricky's death. Of course he didn't. Look, I just got what I need, and I know how anxious you two want to go home, and you can. If you have anything, just give me a call. And as Greg gave Mildred his card. Thank you, Greg. Ricky's killer will be found. Excuse me, and as Greg turned and walked away. And as Ryan sits on wrong with his wife. You okay? I'm gonna need some air. And as Hannah got up and turned and walked away. Is Mom gonna be? She'll be fine. In fact, I'm gonna see to that. Oh, one more thing. We're gonna have a little chat next time we meet Cole. And as Ryan also got up and turned and tried to catch up with his wife, while Mildred and Cole also got up and faced each other. What does my dad mean by that? You don't think he will you relax? Of course he doesn't know. So, are you ready to go home? Meanwhile, on the other side of Paris at the Riverstone Pond, Courtney and Sean are still slow dancing through music. You know, Sean, not too many people our age get to slow dance in the most romantic spot on the planet. I guess we're the lucky ones. Yeah, we are. You set my soul on fire first time we met. And I'm pretty certain our love is gonna last forever. I know. Why don't we sing along to this? What? Yeah. I always wonder how my man sounds when he sings with me. You are serious? Yeah, I am. Okay. You start first and I'll follow suit. You're very clever, aren't you? That I am. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, inside the Dryden Park Academy in the office, Ashley, John, and Douglas are talking. I trust that the two of you are planning to stay here since they're having a funeral in the common room, of course. Does the students know this information? Because if not, we kind of want to keep it discreet best we can. That might kind of be hard to do, seeing that we have some returning students coming from holiday, and I have a funny feeling some of them must have known since they saw it on the news. And if so, I'm afraid it's only a matter of time before the whole school finds out what happened with Ricky. Oh my god, oi. We already informed Oliver and Josh the news what happened, which is why we have an emergency classroom meeting for all the years. so we can inform the students what happened if they don't know. Anyways, don't be in a hurry to leave. Take all the time you need. And if you need anything, thank you, Douglas. Please excuse me. And as Douglas got up and went and left his office. Meanwhile, in the hallway, Lucy, Eric, and the boy are talking. Tobias, you certain of this? Look, my parents are detectives back home, and I hear all. He's not wrong. A killer always slips when they least expect. Anyways, I'm just letting you two know. And as Tobias turned and walk away. And as Lucy turned and faced Eric, you mind we go outside? Sure. And as they turned and walked down the hall. Just as Miles came out of the storage, having heard everything that's been going on. Meanwhile, in Miss Drake's classroom, Cindy, Phoebe, Matt, Aaron, Brody, and Julian are talking. I'm surprised Miss Hartley got back so soon. Yeah, I'm certain your mom wanna keep an eye out. He's right. Speaking of which, did your family miss you? They do, for the matter. Meanwhile, in Wilma's room, Wilma's lying in bed till Oliver came knocking on her door. Causing Wilma to sit up, just as she came in and went and sat next to Wilma in bed. Thanks for agreeing to come. We're best mates, aren't we? Yeah, seems we are. And as someone knocked on the door. And as Olivia and Wilma turned and saw Joshua, who came in. Hey, our little sisters can be here. And as Wilma got up and went to Joshua, just as he got on his knees in time for him to hug her. How are you getting on here? So far, good. Meanwhile, outside the Dryden Park Academy in the courtyard, Lucy and Eric came out talking. And as they turned and faced each other. How are you? I really don't want to be here, trust me. I know the feeling, but we have to. Do you really think that's gonna stop that feeling from finding us? Even so, we'll fight them with everything we have. Also, we're gonna look after the younger ones. Speaking of which, your little sister came today. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons to why my parents insisted I come back here. I have a strong hunch that danger is coming for us. You really believe that? Come on. I may be 14, but I'm not naive at all. And something tells me deep down, you know exactly what I'm talking about is true. Okay, say I buy into this. What possible threat we even have to worry for the matter? Something that's about to change everything. Meanwhile, in the woods, unbeknownst to Eric and Lucy, something is watching them.